2025 Springboks start off with a decisive victory over the Bobbas, 54-7, before a wow. They could have played that. That could have been Vancouver, British Columbia, or Seattle, Washington. God, it was so cloudy, but a beautiful flyover. We're going to talk about some of the news and notes of the games. You guys let me know what you think in the comments section. Obviously, we'll be back next week. Obviously, want to go ahead and just start off very beginning of the game. Great anthem as always. South Africa never fails to disappoint. Ken Healy coming out for the Bobbas looking like he was ready to kill somebody coming straight out of the sheds. No lie. He looked like he was on beast mode from the get-go. Absolutely beautiful class. Peter O'Many coming out to the Cornell Hendricks family, giving them a Bobbas jersey. But what do you expect from a guy like that? That's pure class. Peter O'Many is pure class. You don't get much more class than that. Kind of shitty the way he goes out on his career. This was not really a great way to go out. But I think for the people at home who were watching, like myself, what do you take away from this game? That was a team that barely existed 2 weeks ago. Playing a more of a somewhat experimental, obviously having Cheslin, Kirtley, we had some of the makings of what we consider an A squad. But let's go ahead and get it started off. I mean, even from the kickoff, Sasha goes to collect, and Ken Healy blocks his kick. It was just like, yep, he came to play today. First scrum of the game, obviously with Labakanye, the debutant, with Oxen Shea and Malcolm Marks. We absolutely just barrel through him, draw the penalty with ease. You kind of knew that was going to be the case. Couple of minutes later, Malcolm Marks, the magician, off the line out, crosses at the 5th minute. Sasha is off to the left on the kick, so it's 5-0, 5 minutes into this thing. After a restart, Sasha kicks deep, and Josh Jacob, the Chiefs 10, bobbles the fucking ball and knocks it on. It was just like, it was wet conditions. It rained off and on, drizzled off and on for the game. I mean, like I said, you could see at the beginning of the game when there still was a little bit of daylight out, it just, like I said, it looked like Seattle or Vancouver. It was just so cloudy and dreary and everything. 2 minutes later, a chip kick by Fossey off to the right. And I mean, Cheslin Colby picking up exactly where he left off after a Player of the Year performance, not missing a step one bit. Of course, he crosses and gets the try. Sasha does hit the conversion, so it's 12-0, 9 minutes into it. 5 minutes later, Bobbas penalty off the line out, a kick to touch, but the Bobbas hold on the 5-meter line out. Congrats to them. 8 minutes goes by. Vincent Shatuka, he scores on his debut. It was multiple phases deep. He grabs the ball and just kind of knocks it over and lands over. Congrats to Vincent Shatuka on getting a first of 2 tries on the day for Vincent Shatuka, and it goes to 19-0. 38th minute, Dupria goes down. I thought it was a knee injury, but it ended up being a HIA. Apparently, Lud de Jager and his head kind of made contact in a ruck. Quagga Smith comes in off the 38th minute, but we go to halftime at 19-0. It was painfully obvious that one team has been together for a bit. The other team just got put together recently. That's what it is. 44th minute, lots of issues deep. We're not getting anything across, so here comes the reserves. Here comes the cavalry. Here comes the rescue off the bench. A lot of new guys coming out on the field. And funny enough, it's at this point that I realize Andre Esterhuizen is playing flanker. So a 7-1 split for Rassi, or a 6-2 split for Rassi, technically. Jan Hendrik Vessels does cross at the 45th minute after a deep run put on by Kirtley. I feel like Kirtley really, this Japan trip has done him well. Like, he was always good, but damn, like, there were several times I'm like, that's Kirtley, that's not Cheslin. Like, we've seen that in the past, but like Kirtley has really stepped up. Like, he was already up there. He's kind of taken even a bigger step. But deep run, like I said, from Kirtley and Kolbus, John Hendrik Vessels crosses. It is 26-0. Manny Libok, 1 of 1 kicking so far on the day. 53rd minute, Lachlan Boshier with the Kiwi with a yellow for head contact. I kind of felt bad. You know, like, yes, his head contacted as a yellow, but I mean, really, were we really helping them? Like, it was a penalty, but for me, it was just kind of like, let them kind of do that. You know what I mean? Like, I know we've got to treat it like it's a real game, even though to me, it really didn't feel like one. 54th minute penalty on the Bobbas leads to a 5 meter line out. But the Bobbas actually steal the line out. A couple of minutes later, a kick and chase by Dialendi to Kurt Lee. He's out left for the try. I mean, you knew it's almost like the way you feel about Cheslin when he gets a break. Same thing with Kurt Lee now. Like if he just has a meter, he's gone. You're not catching him. 59th minute, Bokke is good on it, 33-0. 59th minute, Colby a kick for a Kobus Rennick kick to Colby. It goes a few phases deep, and then Lou de Jager on his return does cross over. Libok 3-3, and it's 40-0 at this point. It was already a wash way before this. 65th minute, the youngsters box kind of show a crack in the defense, and Jaminet, the Frenchman, does cross over. He does convert his own kick, and it's 40-7 at the 65th minute. 69th minute, Vincent Shatuka, double on the day right under the post. Colby was the catalyst for that one. Libok 4-4. It becomes 47-7. And then end of the game, 80th minute, siren goes off. Bobbas don't give up. And this is when I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying this because it was just kind of like, it was almost like a game of rugby you play at like recess at school or like schoolyard rugby. There was really everybody's just having fun. Damien Dialende does cross over at the 82nd minute. Libok converts, and the final score is 54-7. So I'm not going to use this game as a barometer. People, Vincent Shatuka, congrats, 2 tries on debut. Good on him. All the debutants did great today, but I'm not going to use this as like a barometer for like, oh man, the Springboks are in. No, it was a warm-up game. It was a friendly. We have 4 of those in a row, basically, unfortunately. We have 2 games against Italy, a game against Georgia, and then you could argue the games against Australia, and I think that's when we start taking it really seriously. But, like, saying that this was a good barometer to say Vincent Shatuka earned his way in, not so much. Like, he did great. Yes, he's a Springbok. I'll give him that, but this wasn't really proper competition. Peter Omeni got hurt at one point. I knew he wasn't going to go out like that. He got up, finished. He goes off the game eventually. Going to piss off the All Blacks, but Sam Cane basically doing what he did with the All Blacks, which was just being fucking useless. Sam Cane was a non-factor the entire time he played. He was useless. I hate to say it. He added nothing to it. Mark Talea trying everything he could to score. You could tell like he wanted it. Hoskins Tutu looked great. Shannon Frizzell, but it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, you knew from the offset that this was not going to be a close game. I had predicted an 18-22 point victory. Obviously, I was not even close with my prediction. But I'm not going to use this game as like a barometer of like, oh yeah, we're going to be ready. No, we're not ready for the All Blacks yet. We have a lot more questions that need to be answered. Now, I will say this helps some guys' confidence. Guys like Manny Libok, who we've complained about with issues off the tee, he obviously goes 5 of 5 on the day. Sasha actually didn't go 100%. But like I said, I didn't really take it as this is a real barometer. Kobus Reinach absolutely playing out of his skull, but it's what you expect from him. Like, Morne Vandenberg is more of like kind of the Faf de Klerk guy. Kobus is more the Grant Williams, or compare him to somebody like Just. I know he's not in the same category as that, but that's what you would look at it. So, Jean-Luc Deprea, not really impressing me a lot, but like I said, I'm not using this game as a barometer. This is not going to be the thing that I measure, hey, this guy's ready for the Springboks. Like, yeah, they went out, they had some fun. Jesse Krill did just fine as captain. Dialendi did great. Everybody, Fossey, but you expect it. You expect it. It's like when we play against Georgia, you're going to expect everybody to look good because it's Georgia. Now, are the guys on the Bobbas as bad as Georgia? No, but when you just put the team together that quickly, it's just not. This wasn't a real test. This was a warm-up game. This was a friendly match. But we obviously got a treat. We got to see our stars shine as we expected them to against the competition. But we'll be back next week, obviously, for the next round. Italy, we've got back-to-back, and then we've got Georgia, and then the real I don't even want to say the real nitty gritty because we've got Australia at home, but the All Blacks, that's the real nitty gritty, will be there soon enough, and those will be the middle of the night games. I'm not looking forward to that, but it is the Springboks, so I will be up for those. So once again, thank you guys for your continued support of this channel. Hopefully everybody has a lekker weekend. Cheers, guys.